It's time for Insight, an inside view of what's happening in South Jersey. Join your hosts Anthony Fanucci and Jim Quinn as QVC brings you Insight with Anthony and Jim.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Queen Restaurant, Lincoln and Landis Avenue in Vineland, the home of the 2 for $25 meal. And my special guest is Paul Spinelli, longtime Vineland Councilman, was former council president. How many years have you spent in Vineland?
As councilman, I went in 12.
12 years.
So it's 10 years now. It'll be 12 years at the end of the term.
I got you when the term is up, and you have 2 more years in this term. And earlier, Paul and Josie and I were having dinner, and one of the points you brought up about the city election in Vineland. Tell everybody what's that.
The city election is now the way they changed it to the fall is presidential year every year. So
that's right.
We get a lot of voters out, which is a good thing, and so people really get a true count of the Vineland vote because you got the national election going on at the same time.
That is nice, and I'd forgotten too, Paul. I know when I was in Millville, we were allowed to go from a May election till November. I guess that was state legislation that allowed that.
Yes.
And each Vineland, Millville, and Bridgeton all opted to go. And the factor that we liked about it was in Millville they didn't get the presidential year, but you save money.
Yes.
Instead of a duplication.
Well, because you don't have that special election.
Exactly.
Because the election's $18,000 in Vineland.
Yeah, I'm sure. And Vineland is the biggest city.
Yeah.
And it's doing really well. You guys are rocking and rolling.
We're working hard. I know that.
Yeah.
We are doing pretty well economically. We're trying to, help citizens along the way too, because, COVID set a lot of people back and a lot of things back, including us as a government. A lot of bills weren't being paid, on time, and we're held over because of the federal laws that were passed and the state laws not allowing people not to pay. And
that's right. Yeah.
So we're trying to catch up. The utilities catching up on some of it. Some of it's a write-off. You're not going to get it back. And we're working with people for payment plans, and just so it doesn't hurt them, and that they can get back into everybody gets back into good stead. But we're moving along. We Vineland never took a break during COVID. No. The government worked. We were bringing businesses in all during COVID.
Yeah, you were. That's
yes,
amazing.
We were.
Really,
So
that's like
kudos to the administration.
Yeah.
And they were working too. I mean, we staggered days, but people working from home. People, were in City Hall every day. I was there every day.
Wow.
And the administration was there every day. So, when you got that going on, and because business, a lot of them slowed down. They didn't stop.
Yeah.
And people that were looking to move, they wanted to move. That cost them money.
Yeah.
If you got to hold up. So.
Yeah.
It worked out well.
It really has. And I mean, it's just so happy to see all the good things that continue to happen. You just had a food show, or the food truck
festival downtown in the 400 block. 23 food trucks plus all the other vendors that were there, and they had a kids corner, and they honored the guy that used to be on the stilts.
Oh yeah,
the clown,
yeah.
Right? And they actually made a memorial to him on that one park because he attended everything. And over 10,000 people. So we were happy.
Wow.
And it helps the downtown because the restaurants in those next couple blocks also do well during that period of time.
That's a good point. It really is. And you were mentioning before you were on the air about your activity. Paul is multi-talented. He's principal, vice principal. He's one of the best referees that South Jersey had. Weren't you like this signer?
I was a signer for 28 years.
Wow. And now, tell everybody else now what you're doing, Mr. I Entertain now. What do you?
Well, I'm just telling Jim. I was in the Heathers play at the Landis Theater. Played one of the fathers, and that was good. It was very interesting as an older person that hasn't acted since high school. To act with a bunch of young kids that were very, very talented and have moved on and into other plays for their sake, and which is great. So I happen to be in a religious play coming up called The Writings of Revelation. That's going to be at the theater the second weekend of December.
Oh, that's good in time for Christmas.
My wife just told me that we have a film company coming in. I don't know if you know that. That's going to release The Landis Market for 3 years.
Oh, that's right.
And it's a zombie movie company.
That is cool. Yeah.
And Josie and Paul are in the zombie movie. So,
jeez, Josie, I'm telling you guys.
I said Josie, and so that being said, I have fun with it. To me, I don't know if I'm talented or not, but it's a good time.
That is fantastic. Jeez, well, you have a lot going on. And tell everybody where you were the other day, solving problems.
I was in Millville and at Bacon School subbing. The principal had to take a day off. And Mr. Trongone and I, we had a little conversation. And it was all good. Tony loves the Italians.
Yeah.
And so we had 3 of us there, three administrators overlooking the sewer issue. So it's all working out, and I also, along with being with City Council, and I'm also supervisor of buildings and grounds at Christ the Good Shepherd Parish. So
where is that?
It's the old St. Isidore's.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Well, them and Sacred Heart and St. Isidore's merged.
Right. Yeah.
To one parish. So I'm in charge of all buildings and grounds.
Oh my goodness, Paul! What do you do in your spare time? Huh?
I sleep a couple hours.
I guess so. Wow, that is fabulous. In fact, I'm looking online now, trying to find the information. Coming up, it's Saturday. It's the 20th anniversary.
Right. For Padre Pio,
right.
Where they have their festival, Padre Pio Festival. If you haven't been to it, you're missing something. It is huge. Food is dynamic. They have chickens, they have porchetta, the pork.
Okay.
Anthony and I always worked the pork station.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Last couple of years I couldn't make it because I had conventions I had to attend. But that being said, if you go out and support the parish and have a good time, because there's a lot of stuff going on there. Great food and a lot of stuff for the kids to do.
That's good. Yeah, this is the 20th coming up. I will get the information for you. I'm trying to find it while we're doing the show.
It might be 2 weeks, or maybe next week. Might be next weekend.
Okay. I'm looking at the people that
it may be. So that's where we're at with Paul Spinelli.
So I now I know why I'm looking at what I'm looking at. Oh, anyway. Oh, I know what it was. I was trying to find the thing that's coming up for Padre Pio. But Reverend Father Sinatra he's Padre Pio, right?
Father Sinatra is the pastor.
And you know what? My favorite priest retired. They made him retire.
Who?
Johnny Burton.
Oh yeah, Monsignor Burton.
Yeah.
He's living in the homestead.
Yeah, that's what Keith was telling me. Keith Petrosky. Yeah, I've been to his homestead. His mom and dad. We talk about an interesting story. Wonderful people. John, when he was in high school, always told everybody he wanted to be a priest, and he did, and he was excellent at it. Did a fantastic job, and really very, very good. And I dealt with him down in the Villas when St. Raymond's in the Villas. Right. He was there, so a relative of mine was doing the choir and got to see him, go out to dinner, and be with him. And we get to go over to his mom and dad's house.
Right.
So it's nice that he's able to be there. You know what? Keith Petrosky promised me, and I haven't heard yet from him. Will you see Keith?
I just talked to Keith today.
Well, you tell him, say, Jim Quinn wants to know when I get my membership to the Manhattan Club.
There you go.
He was kidding me about
Keith makes the best Manhattan.
I love to be able to walk out with. Yeah. I have never had a Manhattan in my life. I imagine they're pretty potent.
Yeah, he makes a pretty strong drink. I live close enough that if I have to, I can walk it. Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking with Paul Spinelli, who is councilman in the city of Vineland, has former council president, and has all kind of hats he wears. And now he and Josie are in plays. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Josie's project, which I'm so excited about. And we'll do that right after these messages.
Since taking office, a top priority for my administration has been focused on improving residential roadways, which improves the flow of traffic, helps to beautify our streetscapes, and makes our community more accessible. To date, we've completed nearly 33 miles of improvements, and plans for 2022 include an additional 13 miles. Many also include sidewalk and drainage improvements. I am often asked how roads are selected for attention. While there are several factors to consider, roads are primarily selected based on a rating system which evaluates the pavement distress using 5 factors. In this way, each segment of a roadway is assigned a pavement condition index value, which is a numerical indicator between 0 and 100. So far this year, 6th Street from Landis to Park, along with pavement preservation projects on portions of 19 residential streets, have been completed. Palermo Ave is currently being prepared for repaving, and the Garden and Mill traffic signal project is well underway. In the upcoming weeks, resurfacing work will begin on 9 additional roads, including portions of Covered Bridge Road, Fairmount Avenue, Spring Road, Strawberry Avenue, and Venetia Avenue, along with repaving at a number of public properties. 3 additional major projects are scheduled to begin before the end of the year, including the reconstruction of West Ave from Oak to Wheat, Landis Avenue Phase 6, from Mill to Route 55, and the reconstruction of South 7th Street from Chestnut to Landis. We appreciate the public's patience as you may experience some delays or detours. However, these improvements will benefit you with a smoother ride and help reduce maintenance costs on your vehicle.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
For home, auto, and business insurance in the tri-state area, there's only one place to go, and that's Hardenberg Insurance. At Hardenberg, we use our 60 years of experience in the insurance industry and leading-edge technology to provide a strategic plan to best meet the needs of our clients. Our staff's expertise extends to all varieties of insurance coverages and allow us to keep pace in this continually evolving industry. When you are looking for home, auto, or business insurance, make sure to contact Hardenberg Insurance.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on, and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
It's time for Insight, an inside view of what's happening in South Jersey. Join your hosts Anthony Fanucci and Jim Quinn as QVC brings you Insight with Anthony and Jim.
Welcome back to Insight with Paul Spinelli and yours truly, Jim Quinn, talking about great things happening in Vineland. But I'll tell you what, I am so excited about what Josie came up with about a year ago, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 1 year old.
So first of all, tell everybody what
It's called the Old Fashioned Christmas. It is Friday, December 2nd from 5 to 9. Saturday, December 3rd from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It starts on Friday night with the annual tree lighting at City Hall, 5 o'clock. And we follow it on the Ave all the way through. You have horse and buggy rides. Everything's free. We have the trolley going up and down, picking people up, moving them around. We have vendors out on the sidewalks. Higby's Heroes walks the avenue and sings.
Yeah, I know who they are. They're really good. Yeah.
We have fire pits out there where people can sit around and just chat with each other if they want to rest a little bit. They're doing all kinds of things. There's stuff for the kids. There's crafts for the kids. There's breakfast with Santa. There's vendors and food trucks there as well. Jim Donovan from Philadelphia is the marshal of
Oh,
the
that's
thing.
neat.
He did it last year as well.
Oh, that's
Friday
good.
night, he'll be the one to cut the ribbon with the mayor. We have a pet contest, best dress, best Christmas garb,
Oh, that's
etc.
cool.
We have a regular photo contest where people take pictures and it's going to get judged by a professional. We're doing an ice carving demonstration
Wow.
on the street where people can watch the guy and how they actually do ice carvings, etc., etc. Christmas characters strolling the avenue in costume. And this year we're doing something new. We're having cottages built,
Really?
similar to what Millville has on that one
Village
little
on
park
High.
there.
Yeah, right.
Well, we're building them because we don't have them, and we're putting them on the sidewalk and letting the vendors put
Oh,
their
that's
tents
great.
inside if they want to use the tents.
Oh, that's
And
super.
so we're starting with a few the first year, and we're just going to increase it. One of those is going to be Santa's post office.
Oh, that's cool. The kids
So
can
we're
drop off
painting
their
it up, and the
letters.
kids can come in to
Wow.
post office and actually fill out their letter right there if they want. And they can drop it right into Santa's mailbox, which is inside.
Oh, that is really
So
neat.
we're doing that. And I believe Friday night Smokey the Bear is going to be there as well. So the kids can see Smokey the Bear and how big the bear is, and they talk about fire prevention and all that kind of stuff. There is a lot going on. The choirs are singing for the tree lighting. Rowan's Orchestra is playing at the theater.
Wow.
And we're having some talent in front of the Amish market for entertainment and things of that nature. And who knows, by then, we may have the film company in there already, so we may have some zombies walking around.
That'll be great. Well, I did find the information that I need to publicize for Padre Pio. It's September 25th, 2022. Starts at 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. And they've got music all day long, 50-50 tickets, takeouts, chicken platters, porchetta sandwiches, that's the pork.
Pork to die for.
Sausage and peppers, hamburgers, hot dogs, meatball sandwiches, clams and shrimp, eggplant parm, cafe Pio, coffee cakes and cookies, and funnel cake. And all of that is at the Padre Pio.
The campground there.
Okay, on Dante Avenue.
On Dante
Right.
in the cornucopia, right?
Right, Dante and Cornucopia. And you can stop over, say hello to Father Sinatra. And it's the annual 2020 Padre
20th,
Pio
yeah.
Festival. And it's, again, going to be
One of the biggest events the biggest event in East Vineland. But one of the biggest in Vineland, they actually make pilgrimages. So people bus in from other parishes to honor Padre Pio and the monuments and stuff that are there. So,
Well, you know, I think of someone that was so instrumental with that was Pearl Giordano.
yes.
I remember her, one of my closest friends, my partner in the cable company years ago, had pancreatic cancer.
Right.
So Pearl and I, and Joe O'Donnell was his name, wonderful man. We went over there and prayed and everything like that. Unfortunately, Joe passed away. Pancreatic's a tough cancer, but he was a wonderful person. And for the people who live in Morris River Township, Commercial Township, Lawrence Township, Down Township, Deerfield Township, Hope Fairfield Township, it's all because of Joe O'Donnell and a little bit of me, but mostly Joe O'Donnell, that you all have cable television. So people thought we were crazy putting it up then because it's so spread out.
Yeah, right.
It was like $10,000 a mile to run it.
Right.
We had hundreds of miles or 100 miles at least of cable to run. And Paul, when we borrowed the money, it was, let's see, 1980.
Right.
Okay, you were a little kid then. In
Yeah.
1980, take a guess what the interest rate was on the money.
0.5%.
No, the other way.
The other way, high.
Yeah, very high.
Then you're looking probably 8 or 9%.
18.
18%.
on $1 million.
Wow.
Could you imagine? Woo!
That's crazy.
It was. It was like, whoa. It was not good timing, but we made out okay. We hung in there and were able to eventually sell it. And, the big guys bought it.
That's it. Well, that's the key.
Yeah, with that, it really was. It worked out.
A lot of people made money doing it that way. Look at John Scarpa.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
With the
And he's been
cable
wonderful to
stuff.
the community, giving back to
Yes,
Cancer
he's
Center.
been very, very
Yeah,
generous.
and all that as well. Yeah, he really has. Good man. And he and his brother had Garden State cable, and
Yes.
then they made it with the cell phones also.
Right,
They went
yeah.
from that as well. This was funny, Paul, going way back, and I was in my mid-20s, I guess. I got a call from Teleprompter. They
Right.
took it over, I think, from Garden State. And they said to me, "Would you like to be our nightly newscaster?" I said, "Yeah, I guess, you know what." So they got Glenn Lilly, myself, Bobby DiPaolito, and I was the newscaster. Bobby did weather. And
Right.
Glenn did like special stuff, assignments. But the funny part of it was the teleprompter cable was in the old car wash that we grew up with next
wow,
to
yeah.
Sacred Heart.
Yeah.
So I honestly, my set was set up, and I looked up, and you'd see the rails where they ran the cars through.
Right.
I said, I did the news at the car wash garage.
Yeah,
you know?
for you. It's
It
great,
was
good
pretty
story.
cool. Yeah, it really was. But that was the beginning of the local cable channel.
Right.
Had Mickey Brandt and a lot of other people from locally that
Well,
got
you know,
involved.
and the thing of it is, you know, we in this generation they take it for granted because they hit the switch.
Yeah,
You know, people don't remember what it was like to start out.
yeah.
You know, I mean, we talk about it. There was no cable when I was growing up. It was
No,
3, 6, and 10.
Exactly right.
And
yeah.
when we got UHF, we thought it was
Yeah,
it was something
yeah,
big.
That's
So
true, Paul. Good point. We got 3 more stations.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny. I did the Auction Time show back once, I guess, in the late '70s, mid '70s, and I did really well. But then again, there were only 12 channels.
Right.
You know, and all you had, nobody usually had the remotes. So they put me on, they lead me on, and
And
I
be
get
there,
a lot of
that's
sale.
right.
Yeah, that was before Home Shopping Network,
Yeah,
UEC,
all the
and all
other
that as
stuff,
well.
that's
Yeah,
right.
hit the road as well. But we had a good time with it. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in Vineland now. Tell me some of the things are a little bit, I'm not sure, like with the electric utility. Tell me a little
Well,
bit.
the electric utility, when we did it, we had an outside company do a study on it.
Okay.
Before, you know, they came up with what they came up with, and basically it's not in use, that part of the utility.
Okay.
It was antiquated, and the brick, the outside brick, is actually breaking away from the foundations
Okay.
and the beams. So this company basically said it's a demo. You know, so we did get estimates from other people to find out what it would take, like to save pieces of it and things like that. Now there's a group out there right now that is complaining about the bid. They're the union people that have the rats out.
I heard about
we
that,
took the
yeah.
lowest bid,
Yeah.
like we have to.
Yeah.
And everything that was asked for in the RFP was covered in the bid, so that
Yeah.
you can't fight it. And this, I guess the union is arguing, or this company is arguing that, you know, they don't do their due diligence. This company, they're no good. They're that. Well, I don't know that. So
Sure.
but we also priced it out to make a museum out of the front piece,
Oh, that's nice.
and it's $14.5 million
Wow.
to make it into a museum, because you still have to sturdy the building.
Yeah.
So now you're basically ripping it down to build it back
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And we said, you know, fiscally, you just can't do that.
Well, thank you. I was worried, but no,
You know,
I agree with you. Fiscally, that's
you know,
not
so,
responsible.
you know, and people don't and I understand the emotion and the sentiment and all that. The one thing we are doing is we are saving the sign. The new
That's
sign,
nice.
it's going to be a new sign, but it'll look exactly as the old one, only
Oh.
brighter,
Oh, that's
because
good.
we're doing it all in LED.
Oh, that's neat.
The old sign was done in
Yeah.
those coils, and they burn out, and they're hard and expensive, and they have gas in them and everything else. So they're not environmentally friendly, and the LEDs are.
Yeah.
So the new sign is going to be going up on that spot.
Oh, that's neat.
And
That'll
you know
be nice.
it's going to
yeah.
be lit up. So
That's a great way to
And they're going to
remember
make a memorial thing out of it, I think.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I mean, as a fiscal steward to the city, it would just be irresponsible
Yeah, it would.
to do it.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, if we were in some kind of an economic surplus that was major,
Right.
you know, and everybody says, well, you can leave it up and then gradually do it. Well, you know, that'll never get done.
No.
And so we just felt the best thing to do for safety's sake was to knock it down, and that and the water tower next to it on the next block haven't been used in years. So and then there's environmental issues.
Yeah.
So you know,
Yeah.
we don't think there's big environmental issues, but there are some in one area because of the coal dump that was there.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I forgot
Because
about
they
that.
had
Wow.
the trains coming in and dumping the
Yeah.
coal.
Holy cow.
So they're going to have to do some ground excavation, but they don't think anything is deep in the ground on their initial testing. So once it starts and it gets knocked down, I'm sure we'll do deeper bore testing.
Right.
But quite frankly, listen, I'm one for saving anything that we can that's historic.
Sure. Yeah.
But when the fiscal soundness of it makes no sense,
Yeah.
I can't vote to save it.
Well, and I think you're doing the alternative thing with it, like that
Right.
gives you a great memory of it. The neat part that we
Right,
like, the
exactly.
lighting and all that. Speaking of lighting, we forgot. I wanted to ask about Josie's lighting thing for downtown.
It's a work in progress.
Okay.
I talked to John Lilly. They have found lights that they think will fit the mark, what they want to do. What we have to do, unfortunately, is because the new lighting, unlike the old lighting, has a different hookup.
Oh.
So on every hookup that we have to make on the street, we got to change it on a pole.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to be doing that. I don't know that it'll be done by this Christmas.
Right, gotcha.
We're hoping,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I mean that's a stretch.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
But it is coming. Believe me, I hear about it at home. So
Well,
and I'm hey.
To her credit, I think that's a brilliant thing.
And when I get it at home, I bring it to City Hall. So
well, that's good.
So
they deserve to hear it.
They hear it too, and so it hasn't been brushed under the rug. It's just to find what we needed to get done,
right,
and to do it the right way, and in a way that also is fiscally sound. That's not going to be expensive, but we will save so much electricity with the new system.
Yeah.
So eventually it'll pay itself back.
Yeah, it will. And the ambiance it's going to add
that is what will add to it.
My God, it's the best Christmas town, for and what Josie's come up with all the additional things you've done, old-fashioned Christmas. But then not only with the fact that I've always loved violent Christmas lights. I love to ride up and down Landis Avenue. That's a tradition.
Yeah.
It is, and what we went through. But to be able to make the ambiance after Christmas of the white lights is something I try to do in Millville, but unfortunately we don't have any control over the electric.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can really do it easier in Millville because Millville's not as wide.
Yeah,
Vineland is such a wide avenue that it becomes very hard to make anything look quaint.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Paul. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
So,
but
it's still working, and we're working on it, and unfortunately, it's a priority, but it's a second priority because there are things that come up that we have to spend money on because they're immediate, and when those things come up, this takes a back seat to it.
No, and I understand. And if it takes another year, it takes another year.
Yeah,
but at least it's in the process.
It's in the process,
which is wonderful. We're talking with Paul Spinelli, Vineland City Councilman, and we're talking about all the great things happening in Vineland. We'll be back to talk about some good progress that's coming forward to the city as well right after these messages.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Since taking office, a top priority for my administration has been focused on improving residential roadways, which improves the flow of traffic, helps to beautify our streetscapes, and makes our community more accessible. To date, we've completed nearly 33 miles of improvements, and plans for 2022 include an additional 13 miles. Many also include sidewalk and drainage improvements. I am often asked how roads are selected for attention. While there are several factors to consider, roads are primarily selected based on a rating system which evaluates the pavement distress using 5 factors. In this way, each segment of a roadway is assigned a pavement condition index value, which is a numerical indicator between 0 and 100. So far this year, 6th Street from Landis to Park, along with pavement preservation projects on portions of 19 residential streets, have been completed. Palermo Ave is currently being prepared for repaving, and the Garden and Mill traffic signal project is well underway. In the upcoming weeks, resurfacing work will begin on 9 additional roads, including portions of Covered Bridge Road, Fairmount Avenue, Spring Road, Strawberry Avenue, and Venetia Avenue, along with repaving at a number of public properties. 3 additional major projects are scheduled to begin before the end of the year, including the reconstruction of West Ave from Oak to Wheat, Landis Avenue Phase 6, from Mill to Route 55, and the reconstruction of South 7th Street from Chestnut to Landis. We appreciate the public's patience as you may experience some delays or detours. However, these improvements will benefit you with a smoother ride and help reduce maintenance costs on your vehicle.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
It's time for Insight, an inside view of what's happening in South Jersey. Join your hosts Anthony Fanucci and Jim Quinn as QVC brings you Insight with Anthony and Jim.
Welcome back to Insight with your co-host, Paul Spinelli, who's our council person here in the city of Vineland, and of course yours truly, Jim Quinn. And you saw while we took the break all of the roads that are going to be paved. And Paul, you said there's a system that you
we have since we've been in office have taken basically the approach to look at the future, and in our budgeting as well as in our road mapping out for trying to pave roads, we're 5 years out planned. So the things that you're seeing here, some of them are already done. Some probably still have to be finished this year. And we just we review it, what we got to, what we didn't, so we put that on the front burner for the next year if it didn't get done. Sometimes you get holdbacks like Mill Road. We couldn't get a guy to sell the right of way, and we had to go to court and go. So that wound up getting held up. So we did other stuff. So, you're seeing a lot of neighborhoods get the oil and stone cover.
Yes, right. Yeah.
It gives us a 5-year preservation on it.
Oh, that's good.
And then the next step will be that they'll get a micro pave over top of that next.
Right.
When that wears down.
Right.
And so that we actually get 10 years.
Oh, that's nice.
Without actually having to mill it.
Right.
And pave it.
Yeah.
Because that's 3 times the cost.
Yeah, that's smart.
We're doing all that, but the engineers are on top of it. They come in probably every 6 months, bring it to Anthony and the CFO and the BA and generally myself if I'm around. Mm-hmm. And we look at it and we talk about why this, why that, does this need it? Because we're out, we go out and drive.
Yeah.
And we drive the streets, so we know where the bad stuff is. And so we'll tell them, listen, this road isn't included. Let's try to get it in. It has to get done this year, or it can wait till next year, or whatever. Right. So, we've probably paved in 6 years that Anthony's been in more than any mayor since Perry Barson.
That's super.
That being said, I know people complain all the time about roads. So, you have one pothole and the rest of the road could be great. Yeah. But the road's no good because they got a pothole. And we got a hotline number. And since Jimmy Nair has taken over Public Works.
Jimmy, the Energizer Bunny, I mean?
Yeah.
My God, he has energy.
I tell you what, our road department has done leaps and bounds.
That's great.
In advancement. I mean, Jimmy's all over it. He's everywhere.
He is, Scott.
And you know
amazing.
What's crazy? When you call him and you say, hey, Jimmy, this wasn't done right or this is wrong. He has somebody there within a half hour getting it done right. So we're real happy with him. He's doing a great job.
That's good.
the county's loss
is your game.
was our game.
Yeah,
so.
you bet. And I just loved Jimmy. Like you said,
good people.
He just gets stuff done.
Yes.
He had energy, and it didn't matter. There was no such thing as an 8-hour day for Jimmy.
No, he works weekends.
Oh, I know.
I mean, we see him all over. Every event he goes and he stays.
Yeah. Yes,
it's not like he goes and leaves. He goes and he stays.
No,
so that shows his, his work ethic plus, his loyalty to the city, and we appreciate everything that he does. And I tell you what, it was a fine for us.
Well, that's why I left the county.
Yeah.
Jimmy's not here.
Jimmy's not there. I'm out. Right?
Another Jimmy's leaving. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
But no, in fact, that's funny because John Knoop left and he went with
Ruga.
Ruga, yeah.
Yes.
So I wish I had talent. I'd love to go with Ruga.
Yeah, Ruga's not a bad place to work.
No, that's for sure.
Pays well.
Yes, it does. And
they work hard though. It's a hard job over there.
What a great guy. I mean, all the development that's happening in Vineland. John is leading the way down South Vineland.
Yes.
At exit 26 off 55. And then Sandy and I were talking about how Vineland's doing so well. In fact, I talked to somebody the other day, it's in your industrial park, and I said, I go up there. It is packed. I mean, it's just, we're trying to find more land.
Well, we got more.
That's good.
We just, we're working on the old state school on Almond.
Oh, that's right. Sandy did mention that.
Purchasing that from the state.
Yeah, that's good.
But it does have some environmental issues that we have to take care of once we get it. And there's a couple other industrial spots that, we got on Dulce Drive. That it would be good for warehousing and things of that nature.
Right.
So we scrap to go find it, and if we can, we purchase it.
You know Mike Vizard, the mayor of Commercial Township?
Yes. Yeah.
Good guy. Well, he has land in there.
Oh, well.
GM White.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure he would be happy to talk to you because luckily he has place he could go. His business is not as crucial to Route 55 as others. And, there's other places he could go without hurting his getting to Philly and that type of stuff. Yeah, but with the warehousing and the cold storage, they want to get there as quick as they can.
And the thing is, I mean, I don't know if you, where Butler Road is.
I do,
where that solar field is. Well, we just got 3 lots just north of that.
My attorney owns that or leases it. I don't know who owns it. He leases it. That's great. That's super.
So we have that property. So
and that's close to Sherman Avenue. 55.
Exactly. And
that's
55.
Great.
So
I'm glad you guys are doing this.
We know where we got to go and what we got to do. It's just you got to find it.
Yeah. Oh, that
and
is
then you got to
great
get
news.
it at a reasonable price because we're tied to what we can pay. And you can only pay what going back rate is.
What the value is of it. Wow, that's great, Paul. That's good news.
Yeah, there's just so much going on. I mean, I give reports a couple of different committees I'm on. The hospital, where Newcomb Hospital used to be. Hans
that's great.
Has a whole building up already.
Does he have it? I remember we were
the
there
inside's not done,
for
but
the groundbreaking.
The outside is all 4 stories are up.
That's fantastic.
So that's going to be, and he's got a waiting list over 700.
Well, that's Paul. I know you and I have probably talked about this before, but when he was going to do the program on the lot, Vineland,
Easton Landis.
Yeah, Easton Landis. Who's going to want to live down there? A waiting list of hundreds, right?
Yeah, well,
and now 700
same thing
now.
over there, and he's going to break ground on the 2nd tower in October.
Oh wow, that's super.
So, and we're also looking for a residential assisted living company to come in and take the extra piece.
Oh wow.
And if they do that, it'll all be connected. Our EMTs are right there.
Yeah.
And Inspira's right there too.
Yeah.
They're outpatient.
Oh wow.
Thing. So, they got immediate medical help.
Isn't that super?
So,
and they can go from, if they need to get to assisted living, it's just right around the corner.
Exactly.
Right there.
So, we're trying to make that more of an older generation housing area. But it also lifts up that whole neighborhood.
Oh, sure it does. Yeah.
And our health people are there, so it's under 24-hour watch too.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
So, that area's taken off. I told you about the Amish market. We have a film company from North Jersey coming in that's been successful. They've been around a long time. I don't remember exactly what the name is. But a local guy is involved in it, and from Bridgeton, and
he's a good man.
He does, they do zombie movies, and there is a cult for zombie movies, and they've been successful. So they have guaranteed 3 movies.
Now, are you going to be in these too?
I'm going to be in one of them.
Oh, geez.
Josie's
going to be one too?
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh, I knew you guys before you were celebrities, you know?
Yeah, in the zombie movie.
That is cool.
It's kind of interesting, and you know that. But I mean, but they're the kind of things that we were looking for.
Yeah.
That if this
What a unique
works,
thing.
we were talking to the people that are coming in. They said during production there'll be over 200 people on the avenue working.
Wow.
Well, now they're going to eat
shops. Yeah.
and use the shops and things of that nature.
Wow.
So that helps.
Yeah.
And now you got people walking the street.
Yeah.
And that's what you want, because once you start getting people walking the street, businesses will grow and more people will come, and it becomes it's you know, contagious.
Yeah. I got to get down Landis Avenue soon because I got to go to Brian Lincoln's Al's
Yeah,
shoes.
you got to get the
I
shoes. Hold it. So I'm wearing them.
Yeah, well, I actually not. The brown shoes, I guess, got me. But these are my black ones. I got to get Brian to replace them because they need to be replaced.
Yeah, I understand.
But boy, I tell you, there's a man that cares, puts so much time in, and
he does a lot of charity work.
You're the
I'm on
council,
VDID.
right? Yeah, that's what I mean, because he works.
Yeah, he's the chair.
Yeah, right.
And
he does
VDID works hard. They're I mean, other than Robert and Russell.
Right. Yeah. Everybody's
all
volunteers.
volunteers.
Yeah.
So and Josie works with it through this. I mean, we all work through the VDID with it. I'm on it, and all those people that are on it are just hard workers, and they come out to everything.
No wonder.
So you know, they're very busy. I know they got a volunteer appreciation night at Eastland coming up in October.
That's good.
So you know, that's a nice affair.
Oh, speaking of Eastland, coming up soon is Lou Picone's thing.
Lou Picone's thing at the end of the month. I believe it's the 29th.
Yes, it is.
$75 a head. There's some limited seating left. Right now, there's over 200 people going.
That's fabulous.
And if nobody knows, Lou Picone was the first professional football player to ever play from the city of Vineland that we know of.
Yes, right.
There might have been somebody prior to that.
We had Steve Romanick in Millville in the 50s.
He played for the Jets and the Bills.
And
things of that nature. And
he was a great ball player. In fact, I was talking to Glenn Lilly last night, and he was telling me, in fact, I wanted to let everybody know, that's why we moved this show to this Wednesday. Next Wednesday, Lou Picone and Glenn Lilly are going to do a 2-hour show on Channel 22 in our studio to go over a lot of the great things he has and interact with some of the people that he knows and stuff. And that'll be wonderful. And then on the 29th, like you said, you have the big gala that they're going to honor.
Right. They're having a street intersection.
Oh, that's right. They're naming an area
morning
after
at 11 o'clock.
Oh, that's right.
On Montrose and the Boulevard. And then they're doing, because his parents lived on that block.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And then they're going to, at nighttime, have the event. But it was interesting because we just had the event for the 2 youngsters. We had Demby and Pacheco.
Yeah, the young guys.
And some people came up and said, well, you know, nobody ever did anything for Lou.
Yeah.
And could you do something? So I brought it to the mayor. We all talked about it. And, you know, we kind of jumped on it. We just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a parade, you know, he doesn't need a parade now in his life, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. This is great, though.
So this is, you know, we thought this would be a nice event. So get the key to the city and, you know, and get to speak to people that were friends of his as well.
Well, and you know what's neat, too? Because of all this that you're doing, the South Jersey Sports Hall of Fame is now going to induct him on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, you got all kind of great things, well-deserved for Lou, and it's all falling into place. So, but again, to your guys' credit, you were the ones that saw the lack or the need to, you know, honor him for all that he did for all the years he was there. And boy, I tell you what, Vineland's rock and rolling. 2 super football players now playing in the NFL, and you know, it's just that's wonderful. And, you know, just couldn't ask for any better things to happen.
You got some in college right now. They're ready to. I mean, Tyrone Powell's doing well for Rutgers, and as Mobile has. I mean, you know, look, you know, finally you got people coming down here and looking.
Yeah, and that's something.
Which is the important thing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Because once the colleges come down here and look,
more start coming.
More will start coming because
right.
they're starting to find successful people.
Yeah. Anyway, we're talking with Councilman Paul Spinelli about the great things that are happening in Vineland. The Padre Pio thing coming up on the 25th from 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. You'll want to go out there. It's everything and anything you want. Great food, fun, activities. That will be 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. on the 25th of this month. So we'll be back with more and right after these messages.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
For home, auto, and business insurance in the tri-state area, there's only one place to go, and that's Hardenberg Insurance. At Hardenberg, we use our 60 years of experience in the insurance industry and leading-edge technology to provide a strategic plan to best meet the needs of our clients. Our staff's expertise extends to all varieties of insurance coverages and allow us to keep pace in this continually evolving industry. When you are looking for home, auto, or business insurance, make sure to contact Hardenberg Insurance.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on, and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Since taking office, a top priority for my administration has been focused on improving residential roadways, which improves the flow of traffic, helps to beautify our streetscapes, and makes our community more accessible. To date, we've completed nearly 33 miles of improvements, and plans for 2022 include an additional 13 miles. Many also include sidewalk and drainage improvements. I am often asked how roads are selected for attention. While there are several factors to consider, roads are primarily selected based on a rating system which evaluates the pavement distress using 5 factors. In this way, each segment of a roadway is assigned a pavement condition index value, which is a numerical indicator between 0 and 100. So far this year, 6th Street from Landis to Park, along with pavement preservation projects on portions of 19 residential streets, have been completed. Palermo Ave is currently being prepared for repaving, and the Garden and Mill traffic signal project is well underway. In the upcoming weeks, resurfacing work will begin on 9 additional roads, including portions of Covered Bridge Road, Fairmount Avenue, Spring Road, Strawberry Avenue, and Venetia Avenue, along with repaving at a number of public properties. 3 additional major projects are scheduled to begin before the end of the year, including the reconstruction of West Ave from Oak to Wheat, Landis Avenue Phase 6, from Mill to Route 55, and the reconstruction of South 7th Street from Chestnut to Landis. We appreciate the public's patience as you may experience some delays or detours. However, these improvements will benefit.
It's time for Insight, an inside view of what's happening in South Jersey. Join your hosts Anthony Fanucci and Jim Quinn as QVC brings you Insight with Anthony and Jim.
Because Wendy's is all by itself.
Welcome back to Insight. And the real star of the show is finally here. Paul and I just been holding the time to
That's right.
wait for this handsome guy, Yilmaz Kankel, for coming over. Yilmaz, thank you for everything, making this program possible. But what was it, about 6 months ago, Yilmaz, 4 or 5 months ago, when you and I and Sandy Forsiski talked about a liquor license, and then tell everybody what developed from that and what you've got here now. It's fabulous.
I was trying to buy liquor license, and I find that the prices
They're very high.
$500,000.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of spending that much money, I just apply a local wine from Cedar Rose.
Right.
and we start serving almost 3 weeks now. We built them a little display bar. People can't see what choices we have.
Yeah. Folks, I got to tell you, Sandy and I were at the last show, and we split a bottle of the white wine. It was fabulous. My gosh, the wine is delicious, and it's anywhere between like $25, $30.
$15 to $25.
I'm sorry.
$15 to
No, that's cheap.
That's
no,
cheap.
when you think about how many glasses you get out of a bottle,
exactly.
that's less than $5 a
And,
glass.
you
or
know, if
whatever.
you're getting good wine,
Yeah, you really are, and it's local and it's helping.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
It helps the
yeah.
other people too.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, what's nice is it's convenient. This is, folks, if you haven't been here, as Paul mentioned, it's one of the cleanest, nicest looking restaurants you will ever see. Beautiful paintings and all that. It's here. But what's really wonderful, and I keep talking about this, last week I was in with my friend Ethan Aronoff, and he loves liver and onions. And Paul, you and I were talking about that during our parents do, but we never did.
We never did.
But Ethan loves liver and onions. He said, "My God, Jim." Now here's what he got. He got soup, like that really, the cheese and stuff, the really nice soup. He got that. He got the liver and onions and vegetable, and then he had dessert. And the price was $12.50 because I was across the street or across the table, 2 for $25.
Right.
I get turkey and stuffing and you know, thank you. I want to thank you, Paul. I don't know about you, but I try not to eat carbs. So when I went out, tonight's meal I got, but with it I was able to get cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. You had or your wife had broccoli.
Yes,
I mean,
she had broccoli.
he's got green vegetables, folks. I'm so tired of going to this restaurant. What do you want? Pickled beets, strawberry, applesauce, pickled beets, and coleslaw or something. You know, come on, guys. I want a vegetable. And thank you for having green vegetables.
Yeah.
You're the only one I know. And I mean, I have a lot of places I go. The place I went last night, one green vegetable. I go up here on Main Road, love the people, one green vegetable. And folks, it's like I try not to eat the carbs. So I had 2 green vegetables, no potato or, you know.
We have minimum 2 green vegetables every day, sometimes 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm a broccoli and spinach.
Yeah,
well, I knew you had
anywhere.
Yeah.
I'll eat it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's one of the nice things. It's here, it's available. And the prices, even take away the 2 for $25, you know, special, which is fabulous. My meal tonight, which is the chicken pie it's got the crust on top of it. I think it was 4 something or 14 something.
$14.
Yeah, 14. So okay, it's $1.50 more, but I love what I have, and then I had to have 2 people.
So you're going to eat 2 more times out.
I will. Yeah, you saw what I took home. That's true.
Lunch for tomorrow.
Yeah, actually, for me coming here, my meal cost me $12.50, $6.25, because I end up getting 2 meals out of it, and you know, you've always been known for the quality of food. And let me tell you, this young man graduated Vineland High, 1995, worked 80 hours a week, right?
1998.
Oh, okay.
You're a baby.
Even younger.
1998.
Jeez, I'm sorry.
Almost you're a baby.
Yeah, he is.
I graduated high school in 71.
Well, you're all babies. I graduated in 63.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but while he was in high school, Dad had in Millville, right?
Yeah.
When I was in school, my dad originally bought the Millville.
He bought it in
1995.
That's it. Okay.
I was working, help him out, and working 45, 50 hours a week,
And going to school.
Yeah.
plus going to school. That's how I did
Amazing, isn't it?
3 years.
Yeah.
That's how I did.
Yeah.
People want to know how you're successful. It's called working hard.
Yes.
Exactly. That's true. And the other thing is the consistency of the quality of the food. Everybody talks about how good it is, and it is very good.
Very good.
You know, I've never had a meal here that hasn't been excellent. And I guess that's the consistency of the Meds' dad when he took over Queen and Millville. Same thing. So you're keeping that.
Same team.
Well,
We
I
upgrade.
was a frequent goer to the Queen in Millville too, because you know
That's right. You were
my
working.
best friend was Rick Dichter,
Oh,
and
God,
Rick
yeah.
ate there 4 times a week.
Yeah.
So whenever
That's
I
right,
go
you
to
guys
Millville,
refereed. I forgot about that.
we
Yeah.
go there and eat.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
So it's all good stuff.
Yeah. Boy, how are you able to keep your prices so reasonable? I bet
We're
it's not
trying to
fun.
keep the prices low as we can. We know we have a high inflation,
Yeah, yeah.
but instead of making a little profit, just as long as pay itself, I wanted to keep going. That's what it is. This inflation is not going to stay forever.
No,
Right.
I
that's
know
true.
it's
Yeah.
going to come down.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you earn your customer.
Right, absolutely. You get a customer base.
Yeah.
I tell you what, in a
You
restaurant,
take care of them this time.
that's
they
right.
will
They're
keep
loyal.
coming back.
In a restaurant,
later on.
loyal people come back.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's funny. I mean, I go here and I go to his dad's place,
Yeah.
and I go to Larry's too occasionally, and I get down to Morrisburg Diner once in a while. But my two mainstays are Millville Queen or the Queen Restaurant, and the food is excellent. As I say, and I'm not making it up. Of course, I have had the surgery, so I'm not able to eat as much as the average person. But I get 2 meals. I'm in the car right now. You saw, Paul, the whole thing. I took out the container.
Yes.
That'll give me a meal for tomorrow night. So it works out. But the food is so good. Is it something about Turkish people know how to cook? It used to be the Greeks. It was Teddy Margatonis.
Yeah.
But now it's the Turkish people. That's like, wow. Is that a tradition in Turkey? Is the food in Turkey as good there as it is here?
Turkish and Greek people is very close to each other. You know
Yes,
that, right?
Yeah.
And
so one stole from the other ideas.
I don't know what it is, but we can cook, no problem.
Yeah,
Well, that's it. And I tell you what, I know people in both that are good chefs.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's good.
Yeah. Well, actually, the Olympia is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Greek restaurant Olympia is excellent as well. But thank God you guys are here because I don't have a Josie. He's got a beautiful wife, see, so he can go and she'll prepare something for him. I have nobody at home to prepare without Yelmaz.
Well, when Josie had COVID, I did all the cooking.
Oh, did you? God bless you.
I can actually cook pretty good, but Josie's a good cook.
Well, and truthfully, when we get back to the original thing with Vineland, it was the Italians that did all the great cooking. Right? It's the Italian cooks.
That's right.
Italian chefs. But we're sure go there now. This guy, he's got everything. Councilman, was council president. He's officiated. He's the head officiator. He does everything. Administrator goes. He's still working. Goes in Millville.
Yeah, I got in Millville and work in the school system.
So it's
you gotta keep busy. Can't let grass grow under your feet because then it catches up to you.
So how many hours a week do you work now? Do you figure?
Never know. Up to 70, 75 hours sometimes.
Yeah, that's when you have your own business.
When you're in business.
7 days a week.
You gotta be here.
6:30 till 10.
If I have to be here 7 days, I gotta be here 7 days.
Yeah.
So it's 6:30 a.m. till 10
I
p.m.
never did say in my life I'll be off tomorrow because never know
never
what's
know.
gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
As long as I can take a day off, I take a day off. But if I have to be here, I gotta be here.
I tell you truthfully, to your credit, your dad's, you've got some excellent employees, some very good servers, and even your bus people, they really do a good job.
Yeah.
So you pick, and that's the key to it.
Both location, we have up and down 60 people working.
Right.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's another good benefit.
Used to be just 40 people at the Millville, 40, 45 people. That was back then before COVID.
Right.
Now we reduced the employees because we cut the hours back.
Sure.
It used to be 24 hours. Now it's
that's right.
now we close 11 o'clock.
Yeah, you make me go to bed earlier. I used to be at his place 2, 3 in the morning.
Get some sleep at least. Right?
Yeah.
At least you get to sleep a little bit.
It's better this way. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen nighttime.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, you're right. I got a funny story to tell you. That's sad funny. When I was the mayor, Ashish had 7-Eleven in Millville. Okay, really nice guy. Well, he had so many holdups and robberies, and I finally brought the prosecutor over and I showed her guns, and all that stuff. He said, "Mr. Mayor, could you do me a favor?" And this has been 20 years ago. I said, "What's that?" He said, "Could you send a letter to 7-Eleven and tell them that Millville's too dangerous and I can't be open 24 hours a day?" I said, "No, I can't do that for you." I said, "Thank God the Queen stayed open," and he did. But I mean, it was a run on him, with the 7-Eleven. Sure. It's things that nobody wants to see happen, but things are moving in a good direction. And you're glad you came here, right? After all the decision, this discussion.
Listen, he made a big investment.
Yes, he
and
did.
took a chance.
Yeah.
And hopefully it pays off in the long run, which I think it will.
Yeah.
You keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna make money.
Yeah, it really will. I've had birthday parties here. They brought cake. They did a wonderful job. Whatever you want, they can do.
Yeah, we do a lot of larger parties like birthday, anniversary.
Yeah.
A lot of larger groups.
And especially in the center, gosh, you got probably 40, 50 people just in one section. You got the other section.
Yeah.
You got booths all over the place, plenty of room and everything. And it is a beautiful place, folks. One of the prettiest restaurants in Cumberland County.
Yeah.
So come on in and see it. Yilmaz, thank you for coming over. Thanks for having us. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
And Paul, thank you. It's good to
Jim,
see you.
thanks for having me.
Right. Thanks for bringing your better half here too.
Listen,
Josie, thank you.
I
for
can't
coming.
go anywhere
Appreciate
without
it.
it.
Well, we love her. She's a super lady. What I'm excited about all the things at Christmas that Josie put back, the old-fashioned Christmas, and what the lights are going to be able to change. This year you add more. That's fabulous.
Yeah,
You're going to have
yeah.
Santa's hut downtown.
Yeah, we're gonna have more. Josie keeps adding more to it. And in fact, the mayor and Bobby D, the business administrator, goes,
Yeah.
I just talked to your wife. I said, well, what's
What
he
are we
asked?
doing
She
now?
wanted now.
And what Josie asked for, we make sure it gets done because
Well, they work
super.
pretty good with her, so
Yeah.
thank God.
Well, and a lot of great things, some ideas she's had for old-fashioned Christmas and things that they're doing downtown that bring more people down as well. Anyway, Yilmaz, thank you. And
thank you,
Paul,
too.
thank you for being
Oh,
here.
yeah.
I want to thank George Kuchia and Otley Ewings for producing the program tonight. And we thank you for joining us. Before I go, Padre Pio, this Sunday, 25th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Games, food, fabulous time, entertainment, music, you name it. Get over there and tell him Mike Keola sent you, because he's the one that asked me to publicize it as
Dante
well.
and Cornucopia.
That's it. And that's a good area right in that corner.
Yes,
You'll
it
have
is.
a
A
ball.
lot of parking.
Yeah, that's nice too, it really is. So for my crew here, thank you all for joining us. We'll see you again real soon. Take care. Have a nice night. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.